Hey friends, welcome to New Business Ideas. Today we look in the business. How to start ethanol production business. India is one of the world's biggest importers of petroleum products. India imports 82% of its crude oil from countries like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and the United Arab Emirates, among others. Due to a shortage of sufficient oil reserves to fulfill rising domestic demand, India's government is looking into a variety of options, including increasing renewable energy output and using ethanol as a substitute for gasoline. Furthermore, because ethanol is less harmful than gasoline, using it as a fuel helps to reduce environmental pollution. Ethanol is currently classified as a biofuel, and although it accounts for only around 3% of total global transportation, its future seems bright. With this in mind, launching an ethanol production company today could result in massive profits in the future. Market potential for ethanol business. Ethanol fuel is ethyl alcohol, the same alcohol found in alcoholic beverages, that is used as a source of energy. The definition of the ethanol production business, including its components, methods, and important suppliers, may be found in this section. Ethanol is a vital component of many businesses and is utilized as a solvent for a variety of chemicals. The ethanol industry is predicted to increase at a highly amazing rate in the approaching years due to the wide range of uses such as perfumes, paints, lacquer, and explosives. It's also used in beverages like beer and wine, and it's becoming more popular as a fuel alternative to gasoline. In recent years, the automotive industry has been a significant end user of ethanol. So, starting an ethanol business now is a smart idea because statistics show that ethanol and other biofuels will grow in production and demand. Investment for the ethanol business. If you want to start producing ethanol, you need a large investment. And it depends on the size of the business. That is, the amount of investment depends on all the raw materials and machinery and the amount of rent, land, space, electricity and water charges or starting your business. This is a moderately high investment business. Also, if you do not have such a large amount, you can get a business loan from a bank. And with the right knowledge and market analysis, your profits will be higher. Area required for ethanol production. You need to build a large tank farm for ethanol production. Therefore, the area space must be large that's sufficient for your plant. Minimum 2000 square feet area required for the ethanol production plant. Consider floodplain level and raw materials availability in that area and good access of transportation. While starting ethanol production plant, it is better to purchase land due to permit and registration issue. License and permissions for ethanol production. You need to apply for certain license and permits. As it includes nature and natural hazards, a person needs to satisfy certain environmental protection standards regulated by the government of the country. According to the National Green Tribunal (NGT) order, distilleries and sugar mills producing ethanol are now required to obtain PESO licenses. And also, you need to meet fire safety standards and certification. To ensure that you have place spill prevention control and safety, and also ensure that you meet other required standards before permitting your license application. Register your ethanol production business as a limited liability company and follow state and local government laws. You need to keep your production facility outside the residential, because of air pollution and hazardous waste goes into municipal waste. Raw materials for ethanol production. The raw materials required to start ethanol manufacturing. Ethanol is produced from biomass mostly via a fermentation process using glucose derived from sugars like sugarcane, sugar beet and molasses, starch like corn, wheat, grains or cellulose forest products as raw materials. Machinery for ethanol production. The machinery required to start ethanol manufacturing business are grain storage and cleaning machine, grain grading and milling machine, liquefaction machine, distillation machine, spent filtration machine, spent wash evaporator and cooling system. Apart from this, further infrastructure is necessary, such as steam boilers and an effluent treatment plant. Ethanol production process. The feedstock is the raw material used to make ethanol. Different raw materials are used in different ethanol producing facilities. Corn, wheat, and other types of feed go through similar procedures. As an example, consider corn as a source of feed. The ethanol production process is divided into 6 parts. Step 1. Milling. Whole maize kernels are processed into a flour-like substance known as meal. The meal is primarily composed of starch. A carbohydrate made up of long chains of sugar molecules is known as a starch. Step 2. Liquefaction. To make slurry, water is added to the dish. Heat is applied to the slurry in order to break down the lengthy starch molecules into smaller pieces. To catalyze or speed up the breakdown of starch molecules, the enzyme alpha amylase is introduced. Step 3. Saccharification. The simple sugar glucose is formed when starch molecules are broken down into smaller bits. An enzyme called glucoamylase catalyzes this process. Step 4. Fermentation. Yeast, which are single-celled microorganisms, are introduced to the slurry. When yeast breaks down glucose, it undergoes fermentation, which is a biological process. Glucose provides energy to yeast. Ethanol is created as a result. Step 5. Distillation and dehydration. Only 10–15% ethanol is produced throughout the fermentation process. To make pure 100% ethanol, it must be concentrated. The boiling point of ethanol is lower than that of water. In a process known as distillation, it is selectively evaporated and condensed. This procedure yields ethanol that is 95% pure. Water makes up the remaining 5% of the combination. To make pure ethanol, the mixture is filtered and dehydrated. Step 6. Denaturation. Finally, a little amount of gasoline is added to the fuel ethanol to render it unlivable. Marketing for ethanol business. The marketing methods used to sell the company's products in the area are described in detail in this section of the ethanol production business plan. Attending industry-related conferences, acquiring membership in one of the main industry associations, direct sales, and adverts put in industry-related periodicals and publications are all examples of these tactics. Ethanol is also used in a variety of sectors and segments, including alcoholic drinks, automobile fuel, insecticides, personal care, industrial solvents, and pharmaceutical uses. The outlines how to reach its target segments in this section of the plan, whether they are one or more of the above. Final thoughts of the business. Ethanol is an effective gasoline replacement. People can expect an increase in biofuel production from 2007 to 2030. New feedstocks, like as algae and jatropha, have been identified, as well as new technologies, such as thermochemical techniques, which can all help to reduce the cost of ethanol production. Ethanol is presently used in a variety of countries around the world, including the United States, South America, India, and Europe. Many governments are now providing incentives for ethanol production, making this an excellent time to enter the market. You may be eligible for considerable financial aid, such as grants, subsidies, tax breaks, and other relevant incentives, to help you launch your firm. We hope in this ethanol production business video will help you in initiating your own business. If you like in this video, please like and comment. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, friends. For more business ideas, subscribe to New Business Ideas.